show, Dave Stryzewski. Dave, thanks for being on. I mean, there's been a lot of societies over the last couple thousand years. You can see if you don't have a middle class, you're going to fall in on yourself.
No question. The backbone of every economy has always been the middle class. And that's been the big revelation to the world of economics of what the United States have been able to do. Is that, we had this massive, robust middle class. And by the way, I'm one of those that are those that, like half of my generation have exceeded their parents' highest height. And I mean, as a parent of 5 myself, I got to think here, my highest desire would be that my highest height becomes my children's launch pad. And so that's not happening right now here in our society. And so, as everyone is looking at where the world's going, how these things are turning. We had in 2021, we had record savings, credit cards were down. We're seeing the exact opposite of that take place right now in the middle class. Savings of $2.9 trillion has gone in just 2 years. And we're sitting here at record high credit card debt with, 23, 24, 25% APRs. This is incredible, the shift that has just taken place in just a couple of very short years here. So I think that we should probably judge recessions based on how the middle class is doing, and based upon just those couple of points there, I'm going to say that most of the middle class right now would consider themselves definitely in a recession, if not even feeling like a depression,
yes,
given 25% cost of living adjustment since President Biden took office.
So to your point, I absolutely 100% agree with you, and I'm going to throw a couple things at you, and I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. But I think number one, the way that they picked winners and losers over COVID, that also was a big
Yes.
wedge. That was also a big wedge between the upper and lower class. It drove the inequality even further out, right? Because of how they picked what businesses were going to win and what businesses were going to lose, right? Walmart's open, small corner shop closed. That's a great example. Small restaurant closed, big chain restaurants open. That type of thing drives a wedge, and that's another reason why the middle class gets hollowed out. The second one I'll also say is inflation also hollows out the middle class, right? Because it helps the upper class, right? They're the ones that benefit from the real estate appreciation, their stock portfolio appreciation. But a lot of those things aren't owned by a middle class or lower middle class. So there's two huge things within 5 years that I think have been really damaging to the folks that actually make things, hang a door, and work to keep this economy going. What do you think?
No question, Scott. Small businesses are actually the biggest employer in the country. And these small businesses are everyday people just like you and I that have a vision, that are going out trying to serve families, serve their community, or whatever the specific company is about. And these are the companies that are doing the worst right now. If you're big, if you got a bunch of money, you're doing great. Unfortunately, right now, interest rates have flipped everything. And so if you're a consumer that's trying to just even do things on credit cards because, maybe you manage your budget like the federal government and it's okay to just overspend. The problem is, of course, we don't have a printing press or the ability to tax. But the middle class right now, we're losing jobs. We're losing equity in our businesses. We got squeezed hard for liquidity. And now when you want to go to the bank to get a loan, those that need it the most have the hardest time finding it. And of course, we've got new ideas here today about housing affordability, that they're at their record low, while California somehow is coming out with this idea of, hey, let's give $150,000 to literally illegal immigrants who have never paid one dime.
Shocking. It's shocking.
In the United States. Let's give them zero interest loans, zero down payments. And so the middle class is sitting here like, wait, weren't we the country that was paying for all this stuff? Weren't we the people that elected you and sent you here? So it's a weird moment right now, and I think that there's going to be an awakening amongst the people here as we come to the polls in November.
No, because if you keep doing what they're doing in the middle class, and then you keep pouring salt in the wound with the $30,000 in Oregon they're giving illegal immigrants for housing, or $150,000 like you just said in California, it's not going to last long. They can't. That's untenable. And I'll throw one more thing on top of it. Another thing that's going to kill us, especially the middle class, is the debt that this country's carrying, right? Wait till we see the spike in real interest rates when nobody wants to buy our bonds because they're sick and tired of loaning us money. That's going to be a problem too, and that's not going to go away either. 10 seconds to you.
Scott, you're saying one of the most important things. The United States dollar will remain the world's reserve asset, but the The world's reserve asset will not be the U.S. Treasury any longer because of the print and spend politics that's happening. It's crushing American families. We have no idea what we're about to lose.
I agree. Thank you very much, David. I want to have a better high note, but anyway, we got to tell the truth at some point in time, and that is the truth. Yep. Appreciate you coming on. Have a great weekend.